This is all about innovation and doing it in a responsible way, but sometimes it's very hard to foresee what an innovation will cause in society. And if someone would have invented the internet, how could he have known what it would change? Or if someone would have invented Facebook, he could never have foreseen how much it would change us in our way of dealing with one another, I think. What do you think, Simone?
It's just like the real world, and especially for young people, because we're looking into cyberbullying, especially in relation to young people. And what you see is that for young people, there is not an online world and an offline world. Those two are completely interwoven, so they're completely melted. And that's important to know when you're looking at what young children do on the internet, and also when you're looking or researching bullying and cyberbullying, I think.
Okay, you want to start a research on cyberbullying. Where to start?
Yeah, of course there are different ways to research it, and my first interest was to get a general impression of how often is this happening in the Netherlands, and then of course if I would do interviews it would take too much time if I would interview enough people to get a good idea. So we did a survey. We started with an online survey to kind of look at what are the behaviors that can count as cyberbullying, and then we followed that up by going to schools. So we went to 6 different schools throughout the Netherlands.
When you are being bullied online, you take it home, it comes into your room, it's maybe even in your bedroom, it's more 24/7, it's harder to escape. So are the effects more severe?
Well, that's actually one of the questions that I'm really most interested in now, and that I also have the most problems with trying to get a grip on, because I haven't been able to find people who were only victimized online. They were often victimized offline and online.
The effects of bullying, we're now getting into it, and there's been a lot of publications recently, over the past few years, about the long-term effects of being bullied at school. And actually it's quite shocking to read how long this has an effect and how strong the effect is until later age. What can you tell me about that?
The effects of bullying are anxiety, they are fear to go to school, but also physical problems like stomach ache or headache. But if bullying is going on, then they get depressed, and that can be really hard. And there are many people who are grown up when we come at school or we have workshops with parents. There are often parents who tell me after the workshop, I have been bullied as a child and I still suffer from it.
Janneke, you are working on techniques to make children deal with it or teach them how to deal with it online. How do you do that?
In my research, I have been developing a virtual buddy, so a virtual character that gives emotional support and also practical advice about bullying. And for my research, the emotional support is most important because, of course, computers are, well, almost by definition, non-emotional.
How does it work? Because you have a digital friend.
Yeah.
So you log on and say that I've been bullied again. What does a digital friend do?
Yeah. So the idea is that there is a virtual character, and if you are being bullied, you can contact him to talk about the bullying. So there is a conversation between the user or the victim and the virtual buddy, and well, there is a conversation, and during this conversation, the buddy gives emotional support and also practical advice.
This is all bullying with a name attached to it, but there are all kinds of stories about anonymous bullying. Did you find that in your research?
Well, I think when we asked children, did you know who bullied you online? 80% of the children said, yes, I knew who the bully was. And I think this also has something to do with the way that we use the internet now. At the beginning, we spent much more time in public chat rooms, talked to people that we didn't know because maybe our friend or our best friend wasn't online. But now all these kids are online, so the people that they talk with are actually the people that they know, or they spend much more time talking to people that they know than they spend time talking to strangers.
I think that's it for the moment. I think our time is up and we have to continue the program. So thank you all very much, and thank you for explaining the project. Thank you.